And in another high-profile case, an Illinois judge is ordering Google to hand over a year's worth of Jussie Smollett's data, including search history and location information. This comes as a special prosecutor moves forward with his probe into whether the case was mishandled by State Attorney Kim Foxx. So joining me now to discuss this is attorney Richard Roth. He is the founder of the Roth Law Firm and has represented celebrities and actors. So, Richard, help me understand, why has it taken about a year to get to this point where you have a judge finally ordering Google to hand over all of this data?
Well, that's a great question. Justice moves at a snail's pace, first of all. But second of all, the prosecutors, the independent prosecutor, Dan Webb, wanted to get all of his ducks in a row. There's a lot of people that believe in Chicago something's amiss, something's awry, because, quite frankly, the charges are brought and then dismissed without anyone knowing about it. So it did take a while to get the ducks in a row. Some believe that the documents are actually in the possession of the Chicago prosecutors already. But certainly Google will have to turn over a year worth of texts and emails and phone messages. And Jussie Smollett may very well find his day soon. His day of reckoning is soon to come again.
So texts and emails are the obvious ones, but what other, I mean, you think about a year's worth of data from Google. I mean, that's a ton of information. What sort of other things, other bits of data is Google now going to be required to hand over?
Sure, there's all kinds of things. There's WhatsApp, there's Signal, there's voicemail messages, there's anything at all that would be on his phone. Let's not forget that he and his manager, by the way, the subpoenas for both him and his manager, the allegation was he and his manager essentially concocted this scheme a year ago. And also, let's also not forget that the grand jury found sufficient cause, probable cause, to actually arrest him and indict him on 16 charges. So the facts are very, very clear. They were very clear back then when they found probable cause to arrest him. And what the Chicago essential team did is they removed Ms. Foxx as the prosecutor. They put an independent prosecutor in there because there's a lot of people, particularly the police force, that are very upset that hundreds of thousands of dollars are spent on arresting Jussie Smollett only to have him walk.
So what does this all mean for Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx?
Well, she may have some answering to do. She's certainly up for election. There's a primary on March 17th where there's 3 different Democrats running. We'll see if she wins the Democratic nomination. But on the but until then, until next year, there's a lot of criticism. I don't think anything's going to necessarily happen to her criminally, but it very well may be. And I'm betting my cards on Jussie Smollett being recharged and rearrested, because if they had probable cause back then, and there's a lot of things that the public knows that are very suspect. He kept the noose around him when the police came. He paid his friends $3,500 who were, quote, trainers. And there's a lot of communications that were obtained earlier, which actually led the grand jury to believe there was a prosecution that was required. So it very well may be the end of Jussie Smollett's career, and it also may be the end of Ms. Foxx's political career.
Yeah, that's quite the prediction there. So, well, just to drill down a bit more on Kim Foxx, who, as you said, is running for re-election. She has been forced, for better or worse, to really make this an issue that she's campaigning on. I want to play a clip from one of her latest campaign ads and get your reaction on the other side.
They'll do anything to undercut progress, including attacking me personally over the Jussie Smollett case. Truth is, I didn't handle it well. I own that. I'm making changes in my office to make sure we do better. That's what reform is about. But we all know those attacks aren't just about one case. They're about stopping progress in Cook County.
I know you're not a political strategist, you're an attorney, but what do you make of that ad? Is it at all effective?
Actually, I have been in other networks, political strategist, but the bottom line is that ad is not effective. I know I didn't handle it well. Come on, Ms. Foxx. Look what you did. You spoke to the family of Smollett. You were supposed to remove yourself from the entire situation, and all of a sudden we find out that in a blink of the eye, he walks. She handled it not poorly. It was miserable what she did. And quite frankly, someone who handles it like that, who's supposed to be the state prosecutor, is not deserving of re-election. So my bet is that she's not going to be re-elected. And somebody who actually would handle the situation proper would do it the right way.
Well, hey, maybe we can have you on in another year and we can talk about this all over again.
Absolutely.